besties, it's Kara. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video we're going to be talking about my fall TBR. So I have probably too many books on this TBR. I do feel like my slump is like slowly but surely lifting. I don't think I'm going to obviously like read 18 books this next month, but I'm definitely feeling better about reading and everything. And this is probably like way too much for just me regularly. I just want to give myself options of some books that I want to read in the next couple months. There are definitely some that I just did not put on this list. I didn't want to like overwhelm you or me with the amount of books in this video. Fall, if you do not know, is my favorite season. I love fall. Probably about 10-ish books here. With all that being said, make sure to follow my socials down below. I love my goodreads, my Amazon wishlist, stuff like that is linked down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, please with me. And let's just get right into it. Okay, I'm gonna go in no particular order. I'm just gonna pick up from the pile that I have. I think I have a lot more fantasy than I do romance. First one that is on this pile is The Curse That Binds Us by Laura Thalahassa. I feel like every time I pronounce this author's name incorrectly. This is part of the Bewitched, like, I think it's gonna be like technically a trilogy. This is actually like a prequel to the two main characters' stories, is all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want to spoil too much, because if I said any more it would spoil the whole kind of storyline. Originally she said this was going to be like a novella, and it turned out to be a pretty long book. Fall time, obviously with Halloween and stuff, it's the best to read any books about like witches or like magic and all that stuff, and I really love books that have witches in them. From like when I remember is Bewitched, the first book. There is this witch, I don't remember her name. Every time she uses her powers she like loses like memories, which I thought was very interesting. I've never read anything like that from before. And like one time when she's using her powers, she like wakens this really old guy who has been like sleeping for all this time, and it's kind of like their story. Kind of interested to see the original story of the two characters and how they became to be in those first two books. Books for fall time is a yes please for me. These next three books were actually in my previous video, which was birthday book shopping. If you do not see that, it will be linked somewhere up here, but I got them in that haul, so I'm just going to quickly talk about them because I did mention they were going to be in the fall TBR, so I don't want to be too repetitive for you guys. First one being Dune. My boyfriend really likes the movie. I was like, let's just buddy read the book, because he was thinking about reading the book. I don't know what anything is about with this. I don't know like anything about the storyline. I think it's like either fantasy or sci-fi. I'm not really sure, but I'm definitely not going to read this whole entire book in a month or whatever, because we're going to buddy read it. So I'm going to like start it in the fall, because it is a pretty long book too. Well, for me it's not long, but for him it might be. I will start this eventually. It's going to be started in the fall time at some point. I'm interested to see if I like the book or if I eventually watch the movie, which I'm sure we'll watch the movie at some point if I like that better. So this is on the fall TBR to start, and we'll see how it goes. All right, next up is probably one of the most fall covers I have. It's just making me so excited, and it is Unnatural by Mia Sheridan. So this I think is like the second book or something like that in, I think it's the Men and Monsters series by Mia Sheridan. So the first one is Unwanted. Like I said in that previous video, I really liked that book. It was a romantic suspense. I like them anyway. I like to be on the edge of my seat with having like romance. I don't like straight up like mystery or anything like that. So sprinkle some romance and make it like romantic suspense. I am there. I know about this one is there was this woman named Autumn, and she was like a child of some kind of like big drug case or whatever, and now she's a nurse, and there's like this boy who I think was kind of with her like growing up when they were going through all this like traumatic drug thing, and now they're like reunited, and it's kind of like their romance. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's also going to be romantic suspense, I'm hoping. Either way, I think it'll be fine. I like Mia Sheridan's writing. Archer's Voice is one of my favorite books of all time, and that first one had that tortured mailman character like Archer in Archer's Voice, and that's what made me like really like it. And just the mystery kept me on the edge of my seat. And this cover, guys, like I just want to be here. This is where I want to be. We'll see if I like this one more or less than that first book. Who knows? Either way, I think I'll have a good time. The last one that I talked about in that book shopping haul video is actually one that my boyfriend did pick up for me. I did see it as like new fall like selection of books at Target, and I read through a couple of them, and this is the only one that I really thought I would like. And it's called Fall I Want. I mean, so cute. The edges, the cover, amazing. Basically it's like a small town romantic comedy, billionaire. It's probably gonna be fun, quick. I don't know if it turns out to be a Friends with Benefits. I'm not really sure. The female character's name is Autumn. we know how it goes. I think it'll just be fun and just a very cozy read, I'm hoping. Like maybe like a little palate cleanser moment. It looks like a warm hug. I love me a good seasonal read. All right, the last one on this stack before I get to the other stack is a big one. I don't know if I will get to it. Like I said, a little bit of a reading slump still. Fantasy book like this is something I should commit to at this current moment, but I don't know. I really want to continue with the series, and the cover is obviously gonna give fall vibes. And it's Heat of the Airflame by Penn Cole. So this is the third book in the Kindred Cursed trilogy series. I think it's gonna be a series, but there's 3 books out now. I really like it. It's a fantasy series about basically a female main character whose mom goes missing and trying to figure out like what happened to her. I love the writing, and it's just like different from anything that I've read from before. So it is almost 800 pages. So I'm just gonna put it on here as like maybe the yearning in this series, like just like nothing I've ever read from before. Alrighty y'all, we've made it to the last 4 books. Again, I put this actually on every TBR, and at this point guys, this is on my TBR like every month. And will I start it? I would hope so, because it's been a very long time. Kingdom of Ash, we all know, last book in the Throne of Glass series. I just need to start it at least at some point in this fall time, because it is almost 1,000 pages. Honestly, I might start it this month in September at some point if I just want to read like a little bit by little bit, because if I want to get through this, I'm going to need to start it. I just am not emotionally ready for this book at all. I just need to know how it ends. I need to go through all the different emotions and see how it ends. Last fantasy in this whole stack is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. So this is the first book in the Infernal Devices trilogy. So I think I've read the first 3 books in the Mortal Instrument series, I think it is, and according to like Cassandra Clare's like reading order, I believe you have to read this entire trilogy next before going back to that series. I have no idea what it's about. I think it might be like a prequel series, and it's probably just more adventures and kids running around conquering things in New York City. This one takes place in England. I lied. I really liked the first 3 books. I don't know if I'll like this series as much. I'm excited to read it. I do like the writing style. I think it's just fun and easy. I don't know if this series is also YA, but that first series is. I've heard actually a lot of good things about this trilogy. Like overall, one of everybody's like favorites out of the whole Cassandra Clare universe. So we'll see. All right, last 2 books are romances. I'm going to start off with one that I'm not sure if I'm gonna read in the fall time, only because it's the last book I have to read by this author until she comes out with a new book. I believe it's like April of next year. I don't know if I can handle that, so I might try to put this off for a couple months. There's something about small town romances that are just the best for like summer and fall time. It literally just came out like 2 days before I filmed this, and it's Wildcard by Elsie Silver. So like I said, I've read all of Elsie Silver's books up until this one. I will say the series is not like my favorite. I mean, I rated one book 5 stars, one book 4.5 out of 5 stars, which still seems like wow, that's pretty good. That nothing will just beat the vibes, the country vibes of the Chestnut Spring series, and I really liked the Gold Rush Ranch series. I think I might like this series like a little bit more. Basically, all I know about this one is that it's ex-boyfriend's dad, which is something that Elsie Silver has never done, and I've actually never read a ex-boyfriend's dad because I feel like that's a little weird, but I feel like Elsie Silver will do it right, and I'm putting all my faith and trust in her to be like, girl, like you're gonna make me like this trope and not make me feel uncomfortable. I feel like Elsie Silver is good at that. She like introduces the 2 characters that are gonna be in the next book and like at the end of the previous book. I'm very excited. I don't know how it's gonna go with that trope, but I'm excited to see how Elsie Silver does it. I will literally read anything that she writes. And last but not least, for our quick and like simple-ish, I feel like fall TBR is going to be Cash by Jessica Peterson. So I have had this on my TBR for like a little bit, or at least my radar for a little bit now, and I know that the covers just got redone. Got these cute little edges. Basically, all I know about it is that it's a small town cowboy romance. I feel like this is also very fall vibes because of the colors, and again, small town cowboy romances are the best for the summer and fall time. Okay, so it seems like this girl named Molly lives in like the city, and apparently her father unexpectedly passes away, and she has to like take over this big ranch and run it for a year. Seems like there is a foreman whose name is Cash, is probably not liking what she's trying to do with the ranch because it's city girl, cowboy, rancher dude type dynamic, which is always fun. So do I need to start another series? Like I said, no, but this one's so cute. I make exceptions for cowboy romances. I could be in the middle of a million series and I would be satisfied in life, but I've heard good things about it. That is my fall TBR. Again, I feel like it's pretty simple and I feel like I have a lot of the same books. It's like small town romances or fantasy, which I am not complaining about at all. And like I said, I feel like I probably missed a couple that I would like to get to, but again, I'm not going to overwhelm myself with a lot of books, especially kind of getting out of this slump. And I feel like when I make set TBRs with too many books, I still feel overwhelmed about like reading them in a certain amount of like time. Yes, I just think these are fun. Maybe find some books that you might want to put on your fall TBR, or books you've just never heard of that you would like to read at some point. Yes, that is all for me. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to follow all my socials down below. Love the goodreads, my Amazon wishlist, stuff like that is linked down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I see you guys next week for, I think, is gonna be my October TBR, that is crazy. That is so crazy. Can't believe that. Yes, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.